our friend. First, I would like to say that I love you and send a big hug here from Brazil. I'm a great enthusiast of Ergo project in Brazil. I would like to know the role of Ergo as the Oracle of Cardano. Well, thank you very much. We love you guys too. Thanks for joining us from Brazil. And so the role of Ergo as an Oracle of Cardano. Well, so obviously there is no Ergo powered Oracle that is running on Cardano right now. However, Ergo has a very robust open source framework called Delphi. Am I saying it right? Delphi or Delphi? How do you pronounce that, Joe?
Delphi, I think, and that's a community group of Oracle operators that are working and waiting for V2 to be launched.
Right. So potentially Delphi can act as that type of Oracle. It could also be built up into well, basically from what it is, it already is a decentralized into a more decentralized cross-chain Oracle that not only can be operated for Cardano, but I think across the entire UTXO ecosystem and with other chains that are in the UTXO alliance. So while there isn't an Ergo powered Oracle on Cardano, we do have we have the technology. I know you guys are probably too old to get the reference. That's from the $6 Million Man from the 70s. I'm old. Anyway, there was a show in $6 Million Man and it started, we can rebuild them. We have the technology. Anyway, we have the technology, okay? It can be built. It's just a matter of building it. This is actually something that Zengate are looking into right now. Potentially building out a decentralized cross system Oracle. Again, this is something that we're not doing right now, but we're looking into because I believe and we believe that this is a very very much needed across the not just in Cardano, not just across Ergo, but across the entire EUTXO ecosystem and reaching out of the EUTXO alliance. This just would be a tremendous tool to bring into the ecosystem, into our ecosystems right now. Well, what is your take on that, Joe? Can you give us any more insight on
I'll address it directly. So we had a YouTube influencer, actually a couple of them, sometime last summer that came up with this concept that Ergo was going to be the Oracle for Cardano. Now, at the time, we actually had the Oracle for SigUSD up and running. That's been running for over a year. I actually don't know if there are any live Oracles supporting DeFi right now on Cardano, but sometimes influencers create certain narratives that really don't make a whole lot of sense, right? And the first thing that you have to understand is that Cardano is a ecosystem, right? It is not a single guy that's going to say, hey, I'm going to create a business partnership that I can enforce across all of the projects on my network, right? That doesn't make sense. That's not very decentralized. So for a period of time, the only way for us to transmit that data to Cardano was via a metadata port, which was not a very efficient way to process that data because the UTXO would have to be consumed and recreated continuously. So I do believe in the latest hard fork, they are supporting their own variation of data inputs that at least makes it a lot more efficient to process that data on their chain. And so is that potential there? Sure. I think that the Oracle pool framework is very valuable, and there will be some projects on Cardano that will say, hey, we want hardened data. There will probably be some that try to spin up their own independent one-to-one oracles, which, as I can understand why to some degree. Then there will probably be some projects on Cardano that exist in other ecosystems, and so it's important for them to run the same data across chains. That way there's no potential for arbitrage and attacks. So it's a small piece of what the overall tooling of Ergo can do. And so, to say we are the Oracle or Cardano, I think was silly to begin with, to be honest, because that's like, it's like a one finger on a body, so to speak. It's something we have and we can do and can build out, but it also is ignoring like 99% of the actual programmability and things we can independently offer as our own ecosystem. What's your take, Alex?
Yeah, so in regards with oracles, so in Ergo, we can have kind of new interesting constructions. I'm gonna to describe finally soon. Yeah, after some private discussions with Amitabh and other guys. But yeah, actually, they already used, for example, in auction house, right? So when you are paying royalty, right? So you need to know, who was the first, who created, right, NFT. And yeah, that's stored in inaccessible parts of a blockchain, right? So during the script execution, no way to know it. So we can use primitives I'm calling trustless oracles, right? So to store some data from inaccessible. To store some data from a blockchain and then access it when it's otherwise inaccessible. And actually, there are some novel applications we can think about, like to get miners of last blocks, right? And then you, for example, can use multi-signature from them. And by doing that, so you can have a little bit tricky, but yes, similar assumption to majority of hash rate, right? Which can be useful in turn for sidechaining and so on. My plan is to write down designs like that on the forum. So we have an old thread there about design patterns. Right, and I think it's now the time probably to describe a little bit bigger pieces of DeFi infrastructure, so DeFi primitives, let's say, right, like trustless oracles or emission contracts, which are already used around outside of the main emission contract, right? Which is living in the blockchain since day one, even before actually. A lot of interesting things which are quite different conceptually from Ethereum DeFi. And I think we need to take a look what's there, right? But finally, there could be a lot of unique constructions here in Ergo.
Okay.
Right, and for Cardano, there are some news there. So as far as I know, they're getting support for new cryptographic primitives in Bluetooth, including checking Schnorr SEC 256K1 signatures. Maybe that's can be useful for actually checking data from Ergo blockchain on Cardano. So we need to take a closer look to that. So yeah, so some better supports coming on Cardano side in short.